So this is Mia Burnett, and she is running for Vice President of Thespian Troupe 1621. Can you please open with a statement about everything?
Okay. I feel that there was a lot of things that went well this year and a lot of things that we can improve on. I feel that I am mainly qualified for this position because I was on board this year. I think it's very easy when you're not on board to criticize certain decisions that were made or certain things that happened. And when you're on board, there's a very different perspective. Last year when I ran, I had a bunch of huge ideas about fundraising and about points and about reductions, and a lot of those didn't really happen because they weren't practical and we didn't have time to do them. So I have a greater sense of what is practical and possible and what we can actually do. A big thing I want to improve this year is the board to society communication, not so much as making sure they know about events, but as far as the board getting feedback from the society, because if we're doing something wrong and we're missing something, we're missing some piece of information, or something isn't clear, instead of it feeling like there needs to be confrontation between a society member saying that they're confused about something and the board in front of the entire society, I would like to set up a Google submission form, kind of like we have for points, where it's about complaints or questions that are happening. Because especially at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of disconnect with communication as far as what the society thought was going on and what the board thought was going on. So having that electronic way that is accessible will be helpful. We do have an email that we were expecting people to email with questions and concerns and such, but that never happened. So I feel like if it's actually a link on our website, on our webpage, then that'll be easier for people to realize that they can reach out to us. I would also like to have way more bonding events, both for inductees and to just unite us more as a whole. If it's just one every other month, then it's going to be hard to get to that, but if we have one or two a month, that's maybe a show that you can go see and another more social, more fun event, then it's more likely that people are going to be able to make it to more, and they wouldn't have to be mandatory, they would just be things we do as a society. And I think that that'll really improve the feeling of cohesion in the group overall.
Great. So what are 3 traits that you most value in a person?
I very much value honesty across all aspects. If you didn't turn in dues, don't tell me you turned in dues. I just feel like if I'm going to trust you to give me the right information, you should give me the right information about things, and I would give you the right information about things. I feel like lying just ends up creating more and more trouble overall in all situations, because then you have to maintain that lie, and I just think that adds more conflict overall. I also feel that respect is very important. If we're going to work together as a society and as a board, we need to respect each other, and that doesn't necessarily mean be the best of friends, but honor one another's opinions and one another's skill sets. I would also value devotion of, this is an honor society. This isn't just a club that we can just do whatever. This is an honor society, and this should be for people who honestly feel dedicated to theater. And that doesn't mean that they necessarily want to do that for the rest of their lives or whatever, but they need to be getting those good points. They need to be conducting themselves professionally or somewhat professionally during drama events, because this is something that they should show dedication to.
Great. What are you most passionate about?
Oh, again, obviously theater, because that's why I'm hoping to be a part of Thespian Society. I'm just very passionate about learning overall, and I want to learn more about how to lead and how to communicate effectively. And I think a very good way to practice some of those real world skills that you'll need for a job later in life is to be a part of student leadership, which is a part of why I want this position, because I want that skill set. I want to find that skill set that I've been gaining this past year.
What is a skill set that you think is specifically necessary to be a vice president?
To me, I think the vice president's role is implementation. the president will have the big ideas of what the event is going to look like overall, and then the vice president will figure out scheduling auditions and help what the space is going to set up like, and order, and all those steps, and getting the program. Because I think the secretary and the treasurer should be more focused on their jobs that are specific to their roles in fundraising and committees, and the vice president should basically help the president implement those big ideas. I think that oftentimes creative people have these great big ideas, but then it's hard to get it down to earth and get it implemented. I feel that's something that I'm good at and that I've gotten better at this year, is taking it from that big idea to something that can happen.
If you were a cooking utensil, which would you be?
I would be one of those like straight spatulas, because like you use for cake to scrape out cake batter in the pan, because then you can like get all the remnants of cake batter out and eat it. That's what I would be.
All right, Mia Burnett.